There are people who come to the realization of saving money, like me. Let me give you a story. 2018 was a wake-up call for me, because we were given a 1 month notice to leave our jobs, right? So this is, you're faced with this reality of, in a month's time I will not be working, and even if my employer gives me 1 month extra, like if they give you a 1 month salary, and you can look at how many debts you have, and look at your expenses, and look at the things that you're faced with financially, you understand that whatever they give you is not going to be enough. You come to the realization, like myself, that all the things I had spent money on did not matter at that point. Like everything I had spent money to that point did not matter. If you're given a 1 month salary, and even you see your patterns of every month, by the time the 15th of that month has come, you don't even have money. Not even 15th is by 10th of the month, you don't have money. Now, for you to be told now there will not be a consistent income, all those things that you've been buying, that they don't matter anymore. That moment forced me to see money differently. Like it was a really wake-up call. You've seen people dispose of their car at very low cost, or they dispose their household items at very low cost, because they do not have money to sustain them, or to be an insurance to the things that you have accumulated. When you spend money on things, consider having an insurance or a backup. And when I say insurance, I'm not meaning the insurance of like insurance, you take an insurance cover. It means to have extra money to protect the things that you've acquired. Someone asked me, how do I stop spending money as a chronic spender? I don't think we were born to naturally save money. I think it's innate within us to actually just spend money, and it's okay to spend money. Let me be honest, guys, on my journey to getting to where I have gotten today, because I was not a natural saver or something that came naturally in. You see, if just saving money was saving money, most of us will not be in problems of saving money. But because we attach money with emotions, so you cannot come out and say just save money, just be disciplined, when you have not addressed the emotional root of why you spend or you save money, why you need to save or spend money. There's an emotion attached to how you spend your money, how you grew up, how you were raised. There's a little girl or a little boy who is still stuck in the formative years of how you were not able to get something for yourself, or how you saw other people celebrate holidays and your family was not able to celebrate holidays because of the money issues. So now you are spending to catch up, or to try to validate, or the younger self, or the person who never experienced those things. So for me to come and say just save, just be disciplined, I feel like it removes the emotions of why people spend money the way they spend money. Because if all of us never have an emotions behind spending our money, then it means all of us will be disciplined when it comes to saving money. When you find yourself not saving money or becoming a chronic spender, until you sit down and do shadow work and really reflect and really have a conversation as to why do we spend money the way we spend money, why am I spending money the way I'm spending money, okay? And you have to also sit down and see, where do you spend your money mostly, because it says a lot. Let me use an example. There are those people who don't mind having expensive things, but they will spend money on food, because probably for them there's still a trauma attached to them not having enough food in their house. Your need to want to stock, your need to want to buy excessively is trying to shine a light on what is the problem behind your spending. Be truthful to yourself. Why do I spend money? Where do I spend money? Because not all of us spend money on food, not all of us spend money on cars, not all of us spend money on clothes. Because of the different traumas that we have gone through, or different things that we have experienced in life, you find yourself spending money where you feel there was a lack. So not unless you ask yourself, Julia, why do you spend money here? What is the story behind me spending money here? What is my story? Because we all have a story. If I lacked food, I'm going to stock because I'm afraid that I do not want to ever wake up and find there's no food in this house, because we never had food. When you talk about saving money, and sometimes it looks like you're talking a different language to different people. But I know most people who have been awakened to saving money is because you have gone through financial situation that has forced you to open your eyes to, okay, I see now why I need to have money saved up, because it's so wrong for me to appear like I'm doing well when I do not have anything behind that. If you get paid and you have money on your debit card, right, and you're walking around with that, you are walking around with money that has not been allocated its use, you will end up spending even money that was supposed to be for your basic needs. Okay, so if you get your salary and you can allocate your money and see how much how much is left when I've paid my basic needs, then make sure that money does not just stay in your debit card or stay in your account without necessarily being allocated something to do. Idle money will always find a way to just disappear. And that's why I say it's important for you to always have a checklist. Have a running checklist of things that are happening in your life, things that you want to do. Because you see, if you don't have that checklist, you will end up thinking, oh, this month I have like extra 5,000 or I have extra 10,000. But if you have a checklist of the things that you want to do, or the things that needs to be done, then you see every month that you have 5,000, but you know I have to send 3,000 to this because this is very important for me. Okay, so that is something that you have to consider. Make your spending as hard as possible. Do not walk around with money because you end up spending that money. The third thing that you want to consider is to remove all the triggers that make you spend money. Okay, so if you know a certain influencer, if you know a certain person triggers you to spend money, every time you watch that person, you leave that place thinking, I need. You end up that situation thinking, I think I need that thing. Who makes you spend money? Changing your algorithm so that you're watching other things apart from your lifestyle content, because they make you want to spend money. They make you want to change your clothes. They make you want to change your house. They make you want to change the color of your seats. Every time you see this color, you're like, okay, I need this. Okay, so make sure that you de-influence yourself from spending money that you worked for. Okay, something else I want to say, you have to create a no-spend structure. Yeah, a no-spend doesn't mean you stop living, guys. I did not say no-spend means that you stop spending money or you stop living or your life now becomes the most boring thing. Okay, it just means you become intentional. So you create rules around, like, let me give you an example. So this is what I say, because of the income that I get, and I'm not capable of spending money and saving money and doing the things that I need to do. So I create a no spend structure. I tell myself, for the next 6 months you're not going to spend because you want to achieve this goal. But when you achieve this goal, you are allowed to spend 10,000 to buy for yourself, or 20,000 to buy yourself something that you've been wanting. I don't know if you understand. So I put rewards every milestone, because of the human nature. The more you deny yourself continuously for a long period of time, you fall off from the structure that you had created. It's just humanly. You start looking at, sometimes people spend because they don't have huge goals, or they don't have goals to begin with. You think you have extra money because you don't have financial goals. But when you have goals, you realize you don't have a lot of money to spend. That habit cannot leave a vacuum. So if your habit is to spend money on probably going out every weekend, you have to create another habit so that there's no vacuum and for you to end up relapsing back to the old habits. Okay, so look at these habits are the ones which are taking away money from me. Look for other habits, or look at creating other habits that can take up these habits that are necessarily not for spending money, yeah, but they're also coming to enrich your life. Saving money is so hard when the goal is vague. Like, you say, I want to build. Okay, that is a vague situation. Or I want to buy a car. That's a vague. It means so many things in different aspects. Okay, I want to get out of debt. That is a vague statement. Yeah. I want to have a peace of mind. That is vague. I want to retire. That is vague. Like, you have to now break down this goal and make it so real, so tangible. Yeah. So now when you say I want to get out of debt, for example, so now you look at, how do I get out of debt? How long will it take me for me to get out of debt? What can I do for me to supplement my income to get out of debt? So you now have to, this vague goal has to really be broken down into things that make sense, things that really are real. Okay, so you say, for example, I've been paying 10,000, I have to pay 15,000 so that I can pay this loan with 48 months. You understand what I'm saying? Or I don't have this income is not enough for me to be able to pay this debt. Does it require me to sell my car or to sell something for me to bridge the gap so that I can be able to pay this debt? You see what you're trying to do? To have really tangible things. It means if I have to temporarily downsize my life, because I will free up money that can be able to help me pay debts. So now you can see, when you have very clear goals, you can see where your money is going. You can see how this money has to be directed here, because this is what I want to achieve in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, you also have to accept that it's not going to be perfect. When you try something different and you want to move yourself from spending to not spending, you're going to be faced with a lot of challenges, because you have taught yourself, trained yourself to spend money. Now you have to retrain yourself not to spend money. So challenges are going to be there. You're going to be met by your own challenges. Okay, so when you do something, when you decide to do the things that I've told you, and you find yourself that you've fallen off the wagon, you dust yourself and you go back. To stay down is the problem. Is for you to dust yourself, recollect yourself, and again, do it again. Just comment below, what is your biggest spending weakness? Yeah, and let's talk about it, not from a judgmental place, just for you to reflect on how you can move forward to not spend, so that you can achieve the goals or achieve the things that you want to achieve financially. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.